Thank you for choosing RSL Awards for your centre's vocational qualifications this academic year. This video will guide you through the process of submitting Teacher-Assessed Grades, or TAGs, this 2020-2021 academic year. To allow centres to submit teacher-assessed grades, we have adapted our existing RSL administration site. If you have submitted grades through the RSL administration site previously, you will find the process of submitting teacher-assessed grades very familiar. Where centres are delivering to a traditional academic year calendar, all grades will need to be provided by the deadline of the 18th of June 2021. This means any assessment which is scheduled to take place after that date cannot be used as part of the evidence for awarding this year. If your centre is unable to submit grades by this deadline, please let us know via vocational@rslawards.com, explaining the reason why the deadline cannot be met. Due to very strict timescales to ensure certification can take place, certification will be delayed and learners may not receive results in the published timeframe if the 18th of June deadline cannot be met. If the 18th of June deadline is met, learners will be certificated in the same dates listed in the published key dates calendar. We are intending to validate results on the 9th of August 2021, which is slightly earlier than our published key dates. Centres approved to deliver to a non-standard academic year will need to adhere to the same 18th of June deadline if they wish to be certificated this year using teacher-assessed grades. If your centre is unable to meet this deadline, or if learners have not completed sufficient assessment for a teacher-assessed grade to be calculated, these qualifications will need to be delayed to next academic year 2021-2022. You can submit tags in two ways, by submitting the grades individually per learner registration, or by using the bulk grade tool, where you'll be able to submit grades for multiple learners at one time. Please note that if you are entering grades for externally assessed units, you will only be able to add these through the bulk grade tool. You cannot add grades for externally assessed units via individual learner registrations. In this section of the video, we will go step by step through the process of submitting tags individually per learner registration. Once logged in to the cloud.rslawards.com site, hover over your name in the top right corner to bring up a drop-down menu. Select Learners from the drop-down. You can either select the qualification and/or unit you wish to grade and select Search, or leave these fields blank and select Search to bring up a list of all of your learners. Generating this search will bring up a list of all of your learners, the qualifications they are registered on, and an options column which has both learner and registration options. Select Registrations to take you to a learner's registration. Next to each unit they are registered on, you will see the option to grade. You will only be able to enter grades for units registered to the current assessment year. Select Grade. This brings up a grid with the separate learning outcomes for the unit. You will need to provide a grade for each outcome and the date graded. You must select at least one evidence type per learning outcome. It is vitally important that the correct categories are selected, as this will impact the quality assurance processes for your centre. Please indicate whether the learner has been internally verified for the unit. Select Unit Updates to complete the process. This takes you to a success page. If you do not see the below message, the grade has not been successfully updated. If you wish to go back to that specific learner, please select Return to Learner's Registration. Underneath the success message, it will bring up a grid with other learners registered on the same unit, so you can continue to grade the remaining learners for this unit. To do so, select Grade next to the next learner and follow the steps as before. In this section of the video, we will go step by step through the process of submitting tags using the bulk grade tool. This tool allows you to easily grade multiple learners on the same unit. You can input any details all the learners share first, then input each learner's individual grades. We would recommend only inputting evidence types at this stage if all learners have exactly the same evidence type. We recommend using Google Chrome when using this tool, as teachers have reported issues using other web browsers. Please note, if you are entering grades for externally assessed units, you will only be able to add these grades through the bulk grade tool. You cannot add grades for externally assessed units via individual learner registrations. Once logged in to the cloud.rslawards.com site, hover over your name in the top right corner to bring up a drop-down menu. Select Bulk Grade from the drop-down menu. This will bring up the options to select either externally assessed units or internally assessed units. You will need to select whether the unit you are entering tags for is externally assessed or internally assessed by clicking on the option next to it. Select Next. Now select the unit you wish to grade. If a unit is not listed here, this is because the unit is not included in one of your qualification programs. For details on creating new qualification programs, please refer to the Registering Learners How-To Guide. Select the blue Next button to continue. Here, you will see a table where the date graded and evidence types can be submitted against each learning outcome. This area is for inputting any values that are consistent across all learners. For example, if all the learners were graded on the same day. Enter the date graded and evidence types if they are consistent across all learners. If not, this step can be skipped. We would recommend only inputting evidence types at this stage if all learners have exactly the same evidence type. Select Next to continue. You will now see a similar table to the first table. However, a grading column has been added and a learner name in bold is clearly stated at the top of the page. Any dates or evidence types entered in the previous step will appear here. Here, you will need to provide a grade for each outcome and the date graded. You must select at least one evidence type per learning outcome. It is vitally important that the correct categories are selected, as this will impact the quality assurance processes for your centre. If you are grading internally assessed units, please indicate whether the learner has been internally verified for the unit. Again, select Next to continue grading learners as per the last two steps. At the top of the page, you will see a Grading Progress heading, which shows you how many learners are registered on this unit and how many you have graded so far. Once all learners have been successfully graded, you'll be taken to a success page. If you do not see the below message, the grade has not been successfully updated. We advise that you not leave your computer inactive for a long period of time in the middle of grading. This may cause our system to sign you out of the account partway through and lose any progress made. If you wish to bulk grade another unit, please select Bulk Grade Another Unit. For more details about generating teacher-assessed grades, please refer to the RSL VQ Approach to COVID-19 Awarding 2021 technical document, available via the rslawards.com website.